Here we go.
I'm good right here.
That's not this type of show. Everybody, happy Monday. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Happy Monday, everybody. I love it. Happy President's Day. Thank you. Have a seat. Welcome to the show. Happy Monday. It is President's Day, and once again, we have a full house. They are party people over there. And please save a little bit of that love for our good friend. Welcome Shane Wells. Hello, Shane. What's going on?
Can I tell you something I heard today that has just made me smile all day long?
Sure.
So
Well, I need a
too.
reason to smile. Let's do it.
In 3 weeks, our sunset will be after 7 p.m. Like, that has made me happy all day long.
May I add to that?
Yes, please.
I'll see your sunrise and I'll raise you. Target has outdoor furniture out.
Also a good sign.
Executive producer Jeff,
Why
why are you
booing
booing that, you spring Scrooge? What are you talking about? It's not too soon. No. We need glimmers of hope, girl. I mean, we need glimmers, and this is.
Put out those swimsuits, those life jackets. We'll take it all.
I mean, look, they do this in reverse to us. They put Christmas lights out in August.
It's true.
Why shouldn't they do it in reverse? I don't know, but I walked in and it just, I love seeing that. Look, and Wicker is back. Did you know that? Wicker is everywhere.
I didn't know it went out.
No, it did. My mom my mom had this giant wicker chair and that we used to sit on, and it would fall apart, and then pieces of wicker would just poke you in places where you shouldn't be poked by wicker. It was bad, yeah. But now wicker is back. It's all over Target. Joanna Gaines, she has wicker stuff, so I don't know. We got to do a whole wicker segment. Hey, two things. So I was in. Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah. You?
I did. Well, yeah. Sorry. We went to Stillwater. And I love Stillwater, and you know I love a good townie bar. And we went. I want to give a shout out because they watched the show No Neck Tony's in Stillwater. I love that name of the bar too. But so I'm walking, and this is where the show connects. So I'm walking with some friends to the No Necks, and all of a sudden I hear Jason, and someone screaming my name on Main Street there in Stillwater. So I thought, it's someone that watches the show or maybe listens to the radio show. It's our buddy Lars, the lead singer from our favorite band, Yam House, our local band, Lars was in Stillwater too. He got married over the weekend, so I want to say congratulations, yeah. So he texted me, and I said, I'm going to crash your wedding.
Yes.
And he goes, come on over. So he texted me, he's like, we're in the hot tub, come on over. It was 10. Jason was fast asleep by 10 o'clock. But anyway, congratulations to Lars of Yam House. I love him. One more musical note before we get to the hot dish. This morning on my radio show, I was excited to announce the headliner act for the big Pride concert in June. And anybody that's like my age, if you're 30s to 40s, you're going to lose your mind, especially if you were listening to music and had a Discman in 1999, because TLC is the headliner. Yeah. TLC's coming. Yeah, June 22nd. June 22nd, yeah, so they're coming. The tickets go on sale on Friday, and you go to the Twin Cities Pride website for tickets this Friday. So I'm really excited. I loved. Did you like TLC?
Creep is probably like a top 10 for me.
Yeah. Waterfalls.
So Waterfalls, obviously.
Unpretty.
Oh, that was a good one.
No
too.
Scrubs. I love that one.
For
I
sure.
want to swing like they had in that video. That big. Anyway, so June 22nd is the concert. Again, the tickets go on sale on Friday. It's time for the hot dish, everybody. Let's get going. Watch Shane's face change. Guess what our first story is about, Shane? The Academy Awards. That's right. They're on, yeah.
Oh, stop. You're all bored of the stories,
I know.
too.
Wait, look, it's this Sunday, so it's almost over. So the Oscars are this Sunday, and if you were really bummed that the Oscar for live action short wasn't going to be presented live, America, you can rest easy, because the Academy, this is so crazy. You guys heard, we told you, the Academy had planned to present 4 awards during commercial breaks on ABC to save time, and the show would then edit little versions of the speeches later on. But everybody in Hollywood lost their collective mind. So over the weekend, they changed course again. The 4 awards, including cinematography, editing, hair, and makeup, well, I don't know why I feel the need to do the things, will now be included in the broadcast. Now, think about this Oscar season. Forget about the movies that are nominated. Everything that the Academy tried to change this year, they backtracked on. Think about it. Remember when they wanted to do that popular movie category? Change that. Then the host, changed that. And then they were only going to perform 2 songs that were nominated. Nope, now we're going to do all of them. And then the time limit, oh, we want a 3-hour Oscars. Oh, nope, it's going to go for 17 hours. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. This has been the nuttiest Oscar season. But here's the silver lining for those nutbags at the Academy. I think it's going to actually equal some bigger ratings, because people are going to be curious of how this, I almost said something, how this cluster of a broadcast is going to come out. You know what I mean? I'm going to tune in.
Okay, so let's say, because I'm not one of those people, let's say for this year, more people are going to watch because they're interested to see what is going to happen. That's not going to equate to ratings for a long time. This is just one, so if that's it, I mean, that's not really worth it to have one good show because people wanted to see the mess that was the Academy Awards.
And I get a lot of emails, too. We joked about it at the end of the show on Friday. I think another thing that the Academy could do or the stars could do, and whether you agree with this or not, the number one comment I get, and I think that's the reason, if you like this show, maybe one of the reasons is we don't do political stuff here. I think a lot of people, and I see the emails, people don't want a lot of political stuff at these award shows. So maybe if there's no way to control the stars, you know, you can't control what they're going to say when they get up there. But we're in such a climate where people don't like that. So they want an escape. And, you know, you used to be able to watch the Oscars and with your popcorn and dress up, and now it's just a little bit different. I'm going to be watching, so we'll have the dish for you on Monday. Now, speaking of the Oscars, the nominees. One more story, Shane, about the Oscars. This is a good one, though. The nominees for Best Songs, like I said, will be performing live, including, this was one of my favorites, this song from Mary Poppins Returns. Look at this.
Maybe now the dish and my best spoon are playing hide and seek just behind the moon, waiting there until it's time to show. Spring is like that now, far beneath the snow, hiding in the place where the lost things go.
Beautiful song. Time to get some sleep. Now the song is called The Place Where Lost Things Go. Emily Blunt, you know, who played Mary, will not sing that song live. I think she's like, girl, I ain't singing that. Instead, Bette Midler will perform it. Sources say, yeah, it's a good song for Bette's voice. Sources said Emily was apprehensive to perform it live under so much pressure. Yeah, she's not. I think she would even admit it. Emily's not known for being a singer. That's a lot of pressure, you know? I don't blame her for that.
It still doesn't seem fair, though, to have Bette sing that one and then everyone else has to sing theirs live.
Now, why do you have to cause drama? I mean, why do you have to... I mean,
there's enough, right?
Exactly.
They're good. All right.
Next in the dish, Celebrity Big Brother wrapped up last week, but the drama didn't stay in the house. This is producer Ted's favorite story of the day. Listen to this, everybody. Lindsay Lohan's mama, Dina, surprisingly made it to the final night. We don't know how that happened. Before finally getting eliminated, clearing the way for Tamar Braxton to win. Well, all of this didn't apparently sit well with Lindsay. Lindsay wrote, "Congrats, but you are not any friend of women. You're deceptive and conniving. Money is more to you than being a strong woman." And another now deleted post, Lindsay threatened to expose secrets about the show.
Ugh.
It's Big Brother, not the Pentagon. What are you talking about? know it's fake as a $3 bill. What are you gonna expose? Why am I getting mad about Lindsay Lohan? Anyway, I gotta save my energy. Tony Braxton chimed in. Look at this. Lindsay, stay out of it.
Oh.
Well, yeah. You have your own reality show that's tanking in the ratings to worry about there, Lindsay. Yeah. Well, now, thank you. Now, Lindsay says that was not her stirring up all that drama. Listen to this load of crap. She says she did not write those comments, and upon investigation, Scott Pelley over there investigating this, has learned that a past member of her team had access to her account, and the matter has been dealt with. Come on, girl.
No.
You are lying.
Nice try, though.
You sent that tweet in the middle of the night eating some Taco Bell. You woke up, you regretted it, and now you're lying. You're lying, Lindsay. You know you wrote it, just own it. Because now this story is going to live on for like another 2 days. Just FYI, yeah. Just own it.
Nobody believes her anyway.
No.
I mean.
Everybody go grab another cup of coffee. We will be back right after these words. Stay with us. Coming up, Andy Cohen comes back to Watch What Happens Live following the birth of his son, and he's coming back to some harsh criticism. What are folks worked up about now? I'll tell you. Then I'm heading to the Way Cool Cooking School to see if they can help me recreate one of my favorite items from my obsession, the Great British Baking Show. Can I do it? You'll see. And it's clear America loves Ted. Our fearless producer is taking on his toughest task yet, the Monster Truck Rally. Oh, amazing! Find out why this event has a special meaning for our Ted. That's all coming up, so stay right there.
So much to talk about tonight, and so many of you have been asking about my son. I am so appreciative of all your good wishes. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wanted to show you some video. This is from a few minutes after I met my son. There we are. That was obviously right in the hospital. He's Benjamin Allen Cohen. He weighed in at 9.2 ounces. He is a lovely boy. He's cute as a button. He's 2 weeks old now, and I can only speak for myself when I say I am falling more in love with him every day. He seems very happy, guzzling milk. He's burping and making poops.
That's amazing.
Yes, my diaper changing skills aren't bad, but the swaddling has me a little perplexed.
Welcome back, everybody. Andy Cohen returning to work and sharing some new video of his baby. Well, you know on Mondays we get a special serving, a hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Please give it up for Charles from TMZ. Hi,
Charles. Jason, how you doing?
Good, buddy. This weekend, man, this was all... If it wasn't Shawn Mendes and Calvin Klein, it was Jussie Smollett. What's the latest on this?
Yeah, it was a very, very busy weekend, starting late Friday night when the police in Chicago released those two brothers who they originally had arrested and said that they were going to charge them with battery for the attack on Jussie, and then they released them and said no charges against them. We've learned stuff from talking to them and decided that they are no longer suspects. So what we've found out is that the brothers basically rolled over on Jussie and said that this whole thing was staged. A grand jury will be convened this week in Chicago, and they're going to determine whether or not Jussie gets charged with filing a false police report.
It's just awful. I mean, if this turns out to be true, Charles,
yeah.
it just doesn't make any sense.
It's really worst case scenario. It's really, and the thing that everybody we've spoken to, the thing nobody can figure out is if it is true that Jussie made this all up and it was staged, what's his motivation? Nobody can figure out why he would have done this, and there's not even a working theory.
Yeah, okay. Next up, Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox vacationing in Mexico, but Jen and Courtney didn't have an easy flight. Listen to this, everybody. What happened, Charles?
Yeah, this was crazy. So we found out on Friday afternoon there was a plane that had to make an emergency landing at Ontario, California. It was about an hour east of LA. no big deal. That happens all the time. But then we found out it was a private jet, so we got a little suspicious. And then we found out that Jennifer Aniston was on board with Courtney Cox and 10 of their friends. It was a surprise trip to Mexico for Jen's 50th birthday. They just sprung it on her that day, but they had a problem with the landing gear when they took off, and they determined that it was not going to be safe to land at the airport down in Cabo. They turned around. They were already in Mexican airspace, came back, made the landing. But here's the thing that really got, so the plane lands safely, everybody's fine, but they can't use that plane to continue on the trip. The landing gear was too damaged. They call up another plane, so they sit on the tarmac, and another plane comes up, and then they all walk off that plane and walk onto their backup jet, and then got down to Mexico. So it was quite a thing. And all the helicopters here in LA on the news channels were all watching the entire time, waiting to see Jennifer Aniston get off. There was a little buzz that perhaps Brad Pitt was on the plane. So everybody was watching, waiting to see Brad Pitt walk off the plane. He was not there. It was a girls' trip.
Charles, I love it that no one really cared about the missing wheel, but was Brad Pitt on the plane?
No.
That's what we cared about.
Yeah. Exactly. That's all they cared about, yeah.
Finally, some happy news for Miranda Lambert. What's going on?
Yes, she and her new husband, Brendan, were out in Nashville over the weekend. Now, this is the first time that we'd seen them out since the salad incident last weekend. But yeah, they seem like everything's fine. Even though, by the way, I don't know if you heard the 911 calls that were made.
No.
Yeah, there were 911 calls made when she got into this argument in Nashville at a restaurant and ended up dumping a salad on someone. But people took it so seriously that 911 was flooded with calls like, Miranda Lambert's going crazy. She's throwing food on people. Anyway, it was just a little food fight. Everything's fine. But yes, Brendan and Miranda were out in New York City, matching leather jackets, as a matter of fact, you know?
Because that says love right there.
And wife, that's what you do.
That's right. Charles, thank you, buddy. Have a good week. Charles from TMZ.
All right, you too.
Hey, really quick, I gave a pretty impassioned little thing up here when the Jussie Smollett story broke. So I'm just going to say this, and that is if this turns out to be a hoax, and again, I think we should wait because, people hate when the media jumps to a conclusion before everything's done, so I'm not going to do that here. I think we should wait till the investigation is completed before we say anything else. I sometimes know when not to speak, but I will say this. If it turns out to be that this is a hoax, it's awful. You know why it's awful? Because when you lie about something like this, it makes it makes it harder for people that speak the truth about these types of things. And it's just awful. Because here's the deal. Jussie Smollett aside, hate crimes like this happen every day. It happens in Wisconsin. It happens in Minneapolis. It happens in Eden Prairie. It happens every day. And I want people to eye on the prize. I think if it does turn out to be true, this is absolutely horrible. I was sick to my stomach. And not only because of that, this is so multi-layered, but also why stoke more division between people? Why throw in the thing about they were wearing the Mr. Trump hats? Why? We don't need that. We don't need that. That's awful. That's further demonizing a group of people unfairly, and I don't like that at all. I don't like it as much as I don't like him making up this lie, if he did, allegedly. So that's what I want to say. Still ahead, everybody. I head to cooking school. Here's a switch. Here's a transition. I head to cooking school where I try to bake one of my favorite desserts from the Great British Bake Off. Can I do it? You'll see when we come back. Back after this. More just for you now. You know how much I love to talk about my favorite. Oh, wait. Somebody's here. Come with me to the door. Who's here? Hello? Come on in. It's Girl Scouts, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, come in. Hi, Ellie. This is Ellie, everybody. You're familiar to me because you're director Leo's daughter, right?
Yeah.
Yes, well, And this is great. Now, Ellie, your dad has been busy curling lately. Have you seen him? Do you forget what he looks like?
No, I don't forget what he looks like. He's gone for most of the days, but I see him.
But we support him though, Ellie, right? In his because he's pretty good, right?
Yeah, he's really good.
He's really good. I don't know if he's better directing or playing curling. I mean, he's probably excels at both, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what are we selling today, Ellie?
Well, we're selling all the cookies on the list except for the new one, which is gluten-free. Our Girl Scout troop does not have that.
Oh, it's all okay.
Other troops have that. We have everything else.
What, Ellie? Have you tasted the gluten-free ones?
No, we don't have those.
Have any of you tried it at a different? You can't. Yeah, you can't really cross-contaminate the troops there. Okay. So, do you have a favorite out of the ones?
I like Caramel Delights.
Oh, me too. Okay, here's the deal. Now, how much are they this year?
$5 a box.
Is that a price increase from last year?
Yes.
Yeah,
last year they were $4.
How much were they last year?
$4.
They went up $1?
They went up $1.
What are you guys building? Condos for the Girl Scouts? What's going on? No,
I wish.
Yeah, I wish. I know, you too. Now, you guys don't actually make the cookies, right, Ellie?
No.
You're not making them?
No.
No. So, and how many do you have to sell to, because what do you win? Do you win
We win just like trinkets and stuff.
The things are $50 a piece and they're giving you trinkets? You don't get like a dream home like from HGTV in Montana or anything? No. Okay, now Ellie, will you introduce the other girls for me, please?
Yeah, so this is Alyssa.
Hi, Alyssa.
Hi.
Hi, go ahead. Oh, Ellie, keep on going.
That's Haley.
Hi, Haley.
That's Sophia.
Hi, Sophia.
That's Ava.
Hello.
Hi, Ava.
And that's Violet.
Hi, Violet. Very nice. Okay, now, let's see. We're going to bring in Aunt Erin Schwab with my wallet. Don't ask me how she knows her. Don't ask. How do you know where my wallet is? That's a...
Don't ask.
What? I know. Okay, so they're $5 a box. Now, again, I want you to win something bigger. So if I buy from you, does it go into your pot or do you split it between your sisters here?
For this, we split it between my sisters.
Okay. Well, you know what? Since we got to split it, here, Auntie Jason has 100. There we go. There we go.
Thank you.
And I took that out of your dad's wallet. Yeah, Director Leo's wallet. Yeah. Does he give you $100 ever?
No.
Okay, I'll take $100 worth, and you know what we're gonna do? We'll give them to the audience. How's that?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Got it? Thank you, guys. The Girl Scouts, everybody. To get your Girl Scout cookies, all you have to do is find a local Girl Scout. What, you guys are hanging out at malls, or what are you guys doing? You just know. Anyway, you go to the website, go to girlscouts.org and enter your zip code, and then hit the Find the Cookies thing. Give it up for the girls one more time. Still ahead, everybody. We're playing the emoji game. But next, in honor of one of my favorite shows, The Great British Bake Off, I'm testing out my baking skills at a local school. And then, producer Ted loves The Bachelor, but he also loves monster trucks. How did he do at the monster truck rally this weekend? Oh, let me tell you. You're going to find out when we come back. Back after this. Thank you, Ellie. Okay, seriously. That goes to you guys. And then sunshine. Well, I've talked quite a bit about my love of the Great British Baking Show. And after binging every season on Netflix, it inspired me to really step up my baking game. I know a lot of you feel the same way. You get done with an episode and all you want to do is make a sponge. Well, luckily for me and all of you, there's a great spot, really great, where you can learn the basics of baking and make desserts actually seen on that show and actually other shows. I took a trip to the Way Cool Cooking School in Eden Prairie. Okay, Mary, so you know I love the Great British Bake Off, and this is one of the recipes that they do on the show.
The sponge cake, which has a very...
Mary says sponge.
I should tap into my inner Mary Berry.
Inner Mary Berry.
Sponge. The sponge cake. So today, I'm going to show you how to make a red velvet, chocolate buttercream filled, mini Swiss roll cake.
That will not fit on a graphic. By the way, it's too many words. Too many words.
We're gonna take an egg and crack it here. And then what we're gonna do is add tons of air. Start whipping this up until you notice that it is light in color and it's foamy and frothy. You can go ahead and take over there and practice.
I am Mary Berry's long-lost gay son.
I love it.
Yes.
And while you do that, we're gonna combine all of our dry ingredients. I have a little all-purpose flour, some baking powder, and then I've got a pinch of salt and some cocoa powder. Those are our dry ingredients mixed.
So this is what we want it to look like. I wish the show would show you. If this is so important, and it is.
Take the time out and say, like, this is the foamy stuff.
Yes.
Absolutely. To this mixture, we're gonna add our liquid ingredients. What we're gonna do is instead of stirring and deflating all your hard work, we're gonna slowly start to stir in our granulated sugar.
But slowly.
Slowly. We're also going to add in a little bit of vegetable oil. And then in this container is a little bit of vinegar. And then we also have our vanilla. And then to that, we are going to add our red food coloring. A little dabble do ya, as they say. You're gonna see it's gonna start to pop and really turn bright red as we fold that in. We're gonna add some dry things, and then the last thing we need to add is a little bit of buttermilk. I always call it like funky milk, because it's got a little extra tang.
It's a little tang.
A little tang. It's one of those ingredients that maybe you don't always have in your kitchen unless you are a biscuit maker. And so by adding acid to milk, it makes it a little funky. And so if you don't have buttermilk at home, you can add a little vinegar. You can add a little lemon juice. You want to just use your cocktail bartending super skills.
I do this most days of the week. And that's all that buttermilk is?
Yeah, and it's gonna, you can see it turns like funky right away.
Yeah, there's the funk.
We only need 1.5 teaspoons of this. And you can see it's a deep, rich rust color.
It looks like a kidney.
A kidney. I've made little tiny cake pans out of tin foil with parchment paper, and then they're oiled so that this is gonna be easy to remove so we can roll it up later. And I'm gonna pour it right in the center of the pan. Take the pan and I whack it on the counter, and that forces any like giant air holes to come to the surface. And then I'm gonna let you make your very own sponge, and then we're gonna bake them off and see what they look like.
Okay.
All right? So I feel like we should have like dramatic timing music on in the background for you to feel like you have like the pressure to make this fast here.
I don't really need that. Okay. Oh, hell's bells. I need to start adding the sugar.
So that's the salt. You're doing a little bit better than I am even.
I'm glad you said that.
The student has passed the master. We're gonna put this in the oven for 7 to 10 minutes. Really like sponge cakes. Because they don't take very long to bake. In this cup, we have 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. We're gonna take and tap this, and what this is gonna do is it's gonna prevent the hot cake from sticking to the towel. We need to flip these cakes as soon as they come out of the oven.
This is where I need confidence?
You just need to believe in yourself and flip it over.
Oh my goodness, that scares the crap out of me.
You got this. Excellent. Okay, now I do know. No, that's okay. That's good. That's good. We are actually going to take and roll this up like a sushi roll with the towel.
Like this?
Yeah, just keep rolling. You can let it sit on your counter for about 30 minutes. Or you can stick it in your freezer for like 5 minutes. This is where you want to really make sure that your cake does not crack.
I'm very nervous, Mary.
No crack. These 4 fingers are what are going to squeeze the frosting. Ooze frosting back and forth in the middle of your cake. As Mary Berry would recommend, you want like 1/3 of filling to 2/3 of cake. Re-roll the cake. So we're gonna roll toward us this time.
Okay, I'm very nervous.
This is the part where the cracks will show if you have them.
Look at that. I did it. I did it.
We're gonna grab a big knife and we are going to cut through this. So it's kind of like a sawing motion without sawing your fingers off. Oh my goodness, I see the swirl. I see the swirl.
I got the swirl.
You got the swirl.
I got it. I got it. I got a swirl. Look at mine. Oh! Look at mine. Now that is a good swirl.
That is a good swirl.
Get that swirl. Look at that swirl.
So we got a good swirl here.
That is very important in the Great British Bake Off.
This looks beautiful. Good. Delicious.
You know what? I'm pretty good.
Mary Berry would be pretty proud of us.
I did this. I was telling the audience, if you watch the Great British Baking Show, you know the secret is not cracking that dough as you roll it. I was so nervous. I really was. That school was so great. The Way Cool Cooking School offers classes for kids and adults. And they can do, if you want to do something from the Great British Bake Off, they can organize a fun party for you. Go to waycoolcookingschool.com, and we'll put this whole segment on Facebook a little bit later. Still ahead, it was decades in the making, but producer Ted went to the Monster Truck Rally this weekend. Did it live up to his expectations, and why does this mean so much to him? You're going to find out when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. Sponge. Over the weekend, our beloved producer Ted lived out, and I mean this, a childhood dream, and attended, we make dreams come true here, and attended his first Monster Truck Rally. Now, before we head to the control room to get his thoughts on the event, it is time to debut our brand new segment that we're calling America Loves Ted. That's right. And ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for producer Ted Johnson, live in the Jason Show control room. Hello, Ted.
Hello.
Ted, you know your animation took our entire show budget for the rest of the season.
I know, right?
I know. Okay, so can you explain, I always love this because I've gotten to fulfill a lot of my childhood dreams on this show. All kidding aside, I'm not joking. This was a dream for you, right? And why?
I mean, probably when I was 5.
Yeah.
So when I was like 5 years old, I had this book, Monster Truck book, and I made my parents read it to me every night, probably multiple times a night. They still talk about how it gives them PTSD. And so I would watch monster trucks on the TV, so we had like monster trucks, wrestling, and The Bachelor. So those 3 things were pretty much my the level of my interest back in the day. But they never took me to the Monster Truck Show. But you know what? This weekend we made it happen.
Okay, and you correct me if I'm wrong. Before we get into the mechanics of this, because I am very curious. I've never been to a Monster Truck Rally. You were afraid as a child of one of the trucks, right? Like right there.
That one, Gravedigger. Yeah. So this one, the Gravedigger is kind of like The Undertaker. It's kind of a dark, truck, the villain, and it would take on Bigfoot, my favorite truck back in the day. And here he is showing off, and now he's a fan favorite. Now people aren't afraid of him.
Okay, so walk me through, and all of us that have never been to one of these, what is the point? Like, what's the competition like? I don't mean what is the point. I just mean like,
So the trucks race each other, then they do this, they try to do this little thing where they go on 2 wheels, and they try to show off that way. But really, we're just there for the end where they just do flips and...
Oh!
And then they wreck their truck.
Oh, is that the truck that got wrecked?
They all got wrecked.
They all... Your face! Okay, because how many trucks start, Ted? 14?
Yeah, about 14 trucks started. Probably 3 of those trucks shouldn't have been there to begin with.
Really?
Because they just came out, the engine blew up, and then they left. So we're down to 11, and then of the remaining ones, probably only 5 could drive away because the rest of them were just doing flips and engines blowing up.
And
amazing.
And this is no small potatoes. I mean, I haven't been, but what did you say in the crowd? 40,000?
Yeah. This was at US Bank Stadium, and I was thinking, they're gonna have the lower bowl, filled a little bit. But it went all the way to the top, and I love it. It was a big crowd.
I got something in my note here. Something about the guy next to you, sitting next to you. What happened with him?
So he came with, I would imagine, one of his sons and his 2 friends. They're 6 years old.
Okay.
He sits down. He's got all, just bags and stuff, and clearly just overwhelmed. And he says to me, he's like, I got to go outside. If you watch these 3 kids, I'll buy you a beer. And so he did that. He came back, gave me a beer. An hour later, he goes, same deal? Yes.
You babysat them twice?
I babysat 3 6-year-olds at the Monster Truck Rally.
Bravo, Ted. Ladies and gentlemen, America loves Ted. Thank you, buddy. Roll that teleprompter, Ted. Roll it up. Coming up next, we're having some fun with emojis and this audience. We'll be right back. Stay with us. You got a beer. Who can forget that ending from 16 Candles, which, here we go, making us all feel old, came out 35 years ago this spring. I know, audience, I'm right there with you. We're showing you that because today is Molly Ringwald's birthday. She turns, here we go again, she turns 51 today. Yeah, which means, and the producers did the math, she was actually 16 when the movie came out. Yeah, welcome back. You may not remember this, but Molly Ringwald actually got her start on TV as a cast member on the very first season of The Facts of Life. But her character was cut for the second season, and TV is the inspiration for today's Game Time. Here we go, everybody. Yeah, they fired her. We are playing a Jason Show favorite. It is the emoji game, and here's how it's going to work. I'm going to show a series of emojis describing a popular TV show. The puzzle won't be a literal translation. You have to guess what it is. Playing today, to my left, give it up for Tequila, everybody. To my right, it's Annie, everybody. Okay. Hands above buzzers. Hands above buzzers. As soon as you know, you can look at any of these screens here. Director Leo's going to put them up. And you buzz in as soon as you know, okay? Tequila, Annie, Director Leo, put up the first puzzle, please. Tequila.
Orange is the new black?
Yes! Yes!
Wow, okay.
There we go. Okay, Director Leo, put up the next one.
Oh.
Tequila.
Why did I get married?
Why did I get married is not the answer. Over to you, Annie. Think about what the first...
Mad Men.
Yes! Yes! Okay, here we go. Take it full. There we go. What's this next one? Annie.
6 Feet Under.
Yes!
Woo! Woo-hoo!
Okay, 2-1. Director Leo, next puzzle. Tequila. Oh, okay. Think about... What's the first? Symbolize, and then the two. The audience is dying. Yeah. Okay, time's up. Annie, over to you.
Family Time.
Family Time! Okay, here we go. Director Leo, next puzzle. Tequila. You know it. Come on. They're the best.
Hop show.
Yes! Okay, 2-3. Director Leo, next one, please. Tequila. Oh, think about it.
Ferris wheel.
Time's up. Annie, over to you.
Fair money.
No,
money.
think about it. What is that? That is.
Money.
What is that first item?
A Ferris wheel.
But
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
No. Did you just say Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Merry-go-round. I don't know.
That is the best answer in the 4 years we've been on the air.
Oh my God,
Ferris
that's
Bueller's
so
Day Off.
exciting.
No, it is Wheel of Fortune.
That's not.
Okay, look at the screen. Next one, Leo. Tequila. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good puzzle.
Grandma.
Time's up, Annie. Over to you.
Medal of Honor.
No.
Grandma's Marathon.
Grandma's
Gold,
Marathon.
part of gold.
No.
Oh.
Okay, time's up. It is not Grandma's Marathon. It is Golden Girls.
Oh,
Golden
of course.
Girls.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
This is the best game ever. Okay.
Okay.
Hands them up, buzzers. Director Leo. Annie.
Oh. I don't know.
Look at it closely. Director Leo, let's take it full.
Beach. What's it
Oh,
called?
think about it.
Sun in the.
No, Annie.
Beach Boys.
Time's up. Tequila over to you.
Baywatch. Baywatch.
Yes,
That's
Baywatch!
what I'm trying to say.
Yes! Okay, 3-3. We are now tied.
gosh.
Okay? Look at the next puzzle. Tequila.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
No. Vampire. No. Over to you, Annie.
Count Dracula. And she murdered Dracula. She, little girl with a knife.
No. She murdered Dracula is not the right. It is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Of course. Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is fantastic. We are still. Can we just do this for the next 20 minutes? Hands above buzzers. Next one, Leo. Tequila.
Love Boat.
Yes!
I won. That
Okay.
was so good.
Okay, here we go. Here's the deal. Leo, don't do it yet. We have one more, and if we tie it up, we'll do a tiebreaker. Take it full. Here is your next puzzle. Annie.
Oh, beer, champagne. Elk, I have no idea. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers, yes!
I did it!
You got it!
Oh my gosh, I did it!
Congratulations! You both are going home with the Jason Show mug valued at $6. Thank you very much!
Hey.
We'll be right back to wrap up the show, everybody. Stay with us. That was great. Oh my God. You guys were great. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Shane is back. By the way, Ferris Wheeler's Day Off is now in production at Fox. Yeah. How much? Yeah. That's the best. It's the best answer in the history of the show. Ferris Wheeler's Day Off. You're very welcome. So here's the deal. How much is too much to pay for an iPhone case? Here's the reason I'm asking. Drake spared no expense this weekend for his phone case, splurging, look at this audience, on this 18-karat white gold diamond studded iPhone case, and it is worth $400,000. Yes. As BuzzFeed noted, it would be cheaper to throw the phone in the garbage and get a new one every single day for a year. They did the math.
You could
Why?
get a very nice house for $400,000, or
Absolutely.
one case for your phone. I drop those things all the time. Why would you risk that?
People lose their phones constantly. I would never. That's why I don't buy fancy sunglasses. I never.
Yeah.
I think they're great. I'll never buy them because I leave them everywhere. I'm forgetful with everything. So I mean, I never, ever. Not that we have 400,000. We're sitting here like we could actually do this, but no.
I think that's actually gross.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. Finally, fans of the Golden Girls. That was one of the puzzles in our last game. That's right. Yeah. What was the guess on that one?
Like
I don't know.
Heart of Honor or
Still,
something?
also my favorite is She Murdered Dracula. That was the other. Yeah.
So close.
Oh, God. She murdered Dracula. Fans of the Golden Girls can now relive the 80s on the high seas. There is now a Golden Girls themed cruise setting sail in 2020. Now, this cruise will include Golden Girls trivia, a Key West Golden Girls bar crawl, a costume party, and one night in a St. Olaf dance party. Oh, wow, I can't even imagine what that will be like. Tickets for the cruise start at around $1,000, and to find out more, head to flipphoneevents.com. Now, that's a local company, and I will tell you, they do, if you want a good time, we covered this last year, and I'm going to it again. Go to their website or go to their Facebook page, Flip Phone Events. One of the top 10 most fun days I had in 2018 was the local Golden Girls pub crawl here in Minneapolis. Hysterical. Thousands thousands of people of every make, color, model, Ford. I mean, everybody. Men, women dressed as Sophia and walking down the streets of Minneapolis. And my favorite thing that day was watching tourists drive by going, what is up with Minneapolis? Like, you know what I mean? So it's coming up, I believe, in March or April. Go to Flip Phone Events on their Facebook page and join me this year. I'm going to be there. Tomorrow, everybody, we're talking live to Nicole Sure about the mega hit show, The Masked Singer. Plus, we're dedicating the show to movies. I'm going to share some of my most memorable interviews from 20 years at Channel 9. That's tomorrow. But that's going to do it for us. If you're a kid out there that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. See you tomorrow, everybody.